Hey guys, I'm back. Um, my name, as you know, if you haven't watched previous videos and you decide to watch this one off the bat, my name is Kochka-thomas. Okay. Um, I am. I'm gonna go by the player. I'm not good. I'm not amazing, but better than good. We're gonna say that. My last videos, my last two, my first two videos about X Sables. I X Sables. Today I'm going to not talk about deck per se. I'm going to be talking about the luck of the game. It's my topic is luck of the game. Toss of the coin. Okay, this game it doesn't matter like how good a deck you have. If you have the best deck, it should come down to the luck aspects of it. I mean, there's a way to get artificial luck. If you know what I mean. I mean by cheating and stacking. Yes, you can do that, but that's not the proper way to go through it. And if you stack a deck, one of the best decks, there's a chance you're probably gonna win every time until you find somebody else who also have the same deck and stack it, and it can't outplay you. Then you're gonna lose. But most part, this game comes down a lot. For instance, if I'm running if I'm running more mills and my opponent is running why can't I think Evil Storms. Okay. And he could open up Ophion, blah blah, and I have a hand of everything. I have no way to get rid of Ophion. Because I'm gonna lose. Because that's not really best hand. But because moments you can't open your hands to destroy Evil Storms, but it happens. But Evil Storms also have a good matchup. There are even chances that a really bad deck could beat a good deck just because the other opponent's really good deck open bad hands. Um, I mean, in the deck come a lockdown with multiple copies of cards help. If you have more than one copy, keeping the deck down, keep the limit of the deck down, because you can run the minimum of 40 and maximum 60. You never want to go 60; it makes no sense. I mean, even when for the first format the Romeo's been out, they did 52 card builds, and now crazy. Only reason why they did that because they could. They could still be good at that, but no point to do that. That's good. Same thing with dragons. You could have get run how many cards you want. I mean, you could run a 6 card deck, and the deck will still be good. Depending on what you put in there. Basically, right now I'm going so often, not so often, I'm going to demonstrate a couple of hands or luck aspect with my Cancelo deck. The next video that I make going to be discussing and showing the build of it. Then I'm going to do the same thing I did last week. Then I'm going to have a part 2, then discussing the mindset of playing the deck. But that to be the preview. But right now I'm going to give you a really couple look glimpse into my Cancelo deck. One thing I can know, I'm running the Bale Bill. That means is I run 3 Tankies and then 2 Sensus. I open up amazing hand to not set this. This is a good hand. This is a good hand to open up with. To open up with Contel's. Basically, I got myself you definitely want this is like the main guy of your deck. Then I have a way to bring him out with products. Then I have defensive traps. I got 2 defensive traps. I got Torrential and I got Millfoot. Then I got Becking Light to get the 2s back in my hand later on. My 5 card. Then I'm gonna draw into arrows, and that's pretty amazing. See, this is a good hand. I got 3 monsters. I was with a spell or something, but it didn't work out that way. So basically, and you have to have follow up too. For instance, my follow up cards would be a second copy, so I can go off again. And follow up by that, I'm gonna say the next free copy is that. I'm gonna have several decks really fast to have kind reality, and I have to get something out for that. I have a Tanky. Look at my hand. Look at the way it's set up. Just because I already have it in hand, I'm gonna go for a Bale. And keep the O. So it's in there. So right off the bat, I'm going to go for a bear. But even when it comes to like, when it comes down to Fire Fist, I'm gonna get bear to my hand. The deck is a lot of luck. Because you have to open up. If you open with all monsters, no spells, you have a high chance to lose. If you open up monsters, you have to have monsters. You have to have a way to defend the monsters. Because bear is weak by itself. You have to have something to help it. There are a lot of decks out there right now that that need back roll assistance, that need to have something. For instance, I'm gonna go with Evilstone again. Evilstone's main player is basically Ophion. So Ophion can soak out all of their traps. Instead of affecting virus, what do you call that? But if they don't have defensive traps, they're more likely gonna lose. So a lot of decks are running need defensive traps or spells to help boost them. Let me see. What else? For example, that I mean, the only deck that I can really think that fine with like monsters and stuff like that is like Lightstorm. So Lightstorm can get away with only running like with the monster aspect. I mean, spells definitely help it, but they usually run no traps. But they can also get what you call bad mills. Bad mills would be like you let's say you're running 3 ADs and you get a mill off a liar, you mill off ADs, or you mill your dark hole, you mill your stuff like that, then that'd be a bad mill. But in a deck like that, you can recover. There's a thing recovering from bad hands if you know how to play it. That way, also aspects of this game is a lot of knowledge. The thing is, like any card game, this is a card game. Any card game, there's a really big luck aspect. Like even in poker, you get bad hands. Madden, you get bad hand. Any card game you can think of, you get a bad hand. And not like chess. Chess, you get given your certain pieces. You have your opponent have the same pieces, and you then have to come up with a strategy to beat your opponent. Mine versus mine in that point. Yu-Gi-Oh isn't like that. But if Yu-Gi-Oh was like that, if there was something that every player could have the same deck, I know people complain about that. Would you play? That's my question. Would you still play the game if there was not the aspect of decks, making up your own deck, coming up with your own ideas, buying cards? I mean, like you buy the one deck, you're done. You can compete like chess tournaments and stuff like that. You pay a lot of money for entry to you could come to this. Would you do that? I wouldn't. But the whole fun of this game is getting better and building decks. I never build a deck. I never look at deck profiles. I generalize the ideas from videos I see, and like I get the main aspect that way. Then I come up with my own way to make it. I add things. I mean, there is things like in consoles I had to run. I had to run 3 copies of. I had to do the same other people do because that playing a deck that's different. But then you have to add your own thing to it. For example, dragons. Really, nobody did anything different. You weren't really anything you could do different. But it happens that way. But you could have something small and different. Be different. Usually, people who go against the pack usually do the best in Yu-Gi-Oh, because there is also a big thing of supply factor. The opponent cannot recover from it because they do not know what's coming up. They don't know how to defend the supply factor. Like for instance, kind of think off the top of my head, like really good decks. For instance, couple 2 months ago, now at the YCS, not YCS at New Jersey, Atlantic City, New Jersey. Some point he top 32 using Burial Antimatter. Burial Antimatter was a deck specifically designed for to beat E-Dragons, or to beat anything that do a lot of special something. And this guy ran it, and it wasn't per se a idea that he came up with himself. He got it off of OCD, and also got it from Japan lists. But the thing he did was he added things to it to suit all playing styles, not the playing styles. So he changes it around a little bit. I'll be honest, that's the only time I saw the guy, I saw his chest, I'm like, whoa, this is a cool deck. And then I saw testing myself, and I said in my last video, I took an anti-meta deck to Philadelphia. I took Burial anti-meta to Philadelphia, but once again, I came my own build. I used I used Zombie War in the main deck because Zombie War a lot more. I used different things that he did. I changed the deck around because I once again don't believe in that decking. I'm actually getting really deep in the video. I'm going to stop at 12 minutes to look over the fire aspects. I haven't really been doing that much with the deck. It also comes with compliments, everything. Buffing. Let me get into a scenario. When you open a bad hand and you're running a light variant deck, it's definitely like this. You're running a light variant deck that I don't like. Number one, things that can help you in a situation is make the bad play. Like if I'm low on life points and I know I need to have to survive. For instance, let's say I have 2 cards in hand. Let's say I have a dead card in my hand I can't use right now. This not for example. But say I have this in hand and I have Lance. Let's say I have Lance in hand. 1 second. No. Oh yeah, I can't find Lance. Let's say I have this. An NST. They're my only 2 hand. I'm low on life points. I only have so many life points left. Both of me and my opponent have really low life points. This is when in Yu-Gi-Oh called making the bad play or winning the battle. Winning the battle. Yeah, you have to make bad plays sometimes to trick your opponent to believe that you have something. For instance, if I have this in low on my life points, sorry, not this. Something with some kind of attack. I have this. My opponent have only like 16 on life points something. But if he attack into this, I have odds in my hand. He lose. But also, if he could generate a monster, I have only 500 life points. He could generate something, I could lose also. Most players will just set this and then set this above. But in most situations, you don't want to do that. If I would summon this, and this has already been in my hand for a couple of turns, like if I have this in my hand for the last 5 turns, it makes my opponent think, and if they know I don't have my one, because honest is limited one, if they look and they don't see the honest in my grave, they going to consider this as an honest. That's why I don't set my MSCs. I don't put my MSC down because I do for a couple of reasons. I don't want my opponent to MSC. I like saving to a scenario. People say, what happened in your turn? They do something. I don't care if they do something in the turn. If they do Call of the Hunted, fine. I have other ways to stop that. But I like to keep my hand for this reason. So he's not going to attack. And if he doesn't attack, then he put you in good position next turn. Because you could, let's say you're top decking. Then you could top deck into 11-4, you can go 0 cards, and then you can win from there. And that call a way to win. I've done that before, playing our deck. I did that when I was running Life Storms. I did the same play. I did the same guy buff. What did I summon? I summoned I forgot. I summoned something in attack, and my opponent like I only like so many life points. I think we only have I forgot. They only have like 800 life points. I had Lyra. I summoned Lyra, and I buffed it because I have can't remember what I have in hand. I have something because I have I forget, but I have something in hand. It was dead to me, and I couldn't use it in the moment. Monster Reincarnation. I could have done for something else, but I didn't have any good plays. So I let that happen. My opponent did not attack. Next turn I drew into my JD able to win. Because I got that extra turn. Remember that. Make the bad play, win sometimes. If you get a bad hand, work through it. Doesn't matter. Just buff. You can buff the heck out of everything. You buff, you can win. Also, I love White Castle. I'm not doing this for money. I love White Castle. Best food out there. Go look at my remember I'm only doing Conceals. Maybe in the next couple of days. Look at that, please. Please subscribe to my thing. Diminishters, 2 R's. And have a nice day. This is me, Diminishters, signing off. And